Hello everyone. It's the next day. I'm gonna pick up where I left off. I just want to say really quickly that every day that I go back to sleep in the apartment, I'm feeling the effects of the radiation more and more and quicker and quicker. Especially that, like, literally within like 10 minutes of getting in the apartment, my head is just, I'm like unable to really do anything. That's just an objective analysis of the effects of the weapon. Also, I read online that the parts to these direct energy weapons can literally be purchased for $300. So I still strongly believe this is just straight up criminals breaking in and doing this. All right, yeah, so I learned from that interaction to be careful who I say what to about the specifics of this, especially the word sex traffickers. A lot of other victims of the gang stalking stuff will tell you that it's like, there's one big gang, and the people who become targets are the ones who refuse to bow down and refuse to do the bidding of this big gang. Let's put it in those terms for right now. And that definitely matches up with what I've been victim to. So since they did not give me a ticket, for within that hour and a half, they did not let me purchase the ticket for within that hour and a half. Oh yeah, the other important piece of this is when I had that family member, when I stayed at that Hyatt at that second airport stop, not the third one where I finally did take a flight, but when I stopped at an airport again for my own safety and went, and I remember I said I spent my last dollar to get an expensive hotel because I felt I would be safer there. When that family member came, that family member did give me money for me to try to find an apartment, and so yeah, anyway, so I did have that money, family money, to be doing these things at this point. So I was at the Salt Lake City airport, and the flight, it was a connector flight, and it was to Charlotte, and it was for like literally a day, like probably 28 hours later or something like that, from the time that I first got to that Salt Lake City airport on, whatever the date was, May 3rd, May 4th, whatever. So what I did was went ahead and went through TSA as soon as I could. I felt that was another layer of protection for myself. And then I found a bathroom and literally just hid out in the bathroom. I knew the fact that I was stuck at the airport for that long gave them the chance to potentially find me, but I was still going to do everything in my power to not let that happen. Slept in the bathroom on the cold hard floor. I've seen online, actually recently, there was an article that went out that was saying that there was a sex trafficking victim who only escaped by hiding out in an airport for multiple days. And when I saw that, I wanted so badly to comment and be like, yeah, I did that too, except my rapists still eventually found me anyways. So I feel for whoever that woman is, and I understand, like, the whole airport thing is not a bad idea, because it is a place that, at the very least, you're not going to be shot and killed. And so it was the next day, right? So I I said, okay, let me do this different. Let me take every single, since the whole airport thing had been unfortunately something I had already had a lot of experience with by this point. I said, let me do things different this time. Let me take every possible measure to not let them find me. So what I did was hid out in the bathroom, went to another bathroom when it was getting closer to my boarding time, walked past my terminal as I was headed to that bathroom to see who was sitting there at the terminal waiting, to scan the faces and take notice. Nothing sent off my alarm bells of the faces I scanned. I know that it's one of those things where it's like, well, you can't possibly tell 100%. Well, of course I can't tell 100%, but I can tell based on what I do know, and what I do know to set off my alarm bells, right? And I could tell based on that did not seem like there was anybody there waiting for me. Went in the bathroom and I said, okay. Oh, and also I went and like bought a sweatshirt, bought a hoodie. What else did I buy? Had a mask on, had my glasses on to try to, like, you know, since these people clearly are going based off the pictures they're taking of me, I'm going to try to make it as hard as I can for them to identify me. So, went and hid out into the bathroom until I heard literally the last boarding call, okay? When I heard the last boarding call, I finally got in line. I was the last person in line for this flight. This was a Frontier flight. When I got to the counter, my luggage was too big, and the woman working the counter told me that. And so I had to like go off to the side and consolidate my luggage. Of course, I'm still in the hoodie in my little makeshift disguise. As I'm sitting there, again, I'm the last person in line for this flight, okay? As I'm sitting there, consolidating my luggage, this guy who has, you know, what appear to be gang tattoos, number one. Number two, had not been in line at all previously, y'all. Had not been, remember, I had already scanned all the faces. He had not been in line previously at all. At this point, I'm 100%, I'm on my game, and I know what I'm seeing. I'm scanning all the faces, putting them into my own little database in my brain. This guy did not come up in line until I got in line. And I was the very last person to get in line. So, as soon as I saw him, you know, he had what appeared to be gang tattoos. He did look out of place once again. And when I say out of place, what I mean is that, you know, whatever syndicate this is, they're employing little petty criminals, lower level criminals, to do the boots on the ground stalking. So it's as if, you know, last minute he was asked to, hey, get your shit together and come get on this flight, that kind of thing. He was absolutely sent for me. There's no question. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, fuck. The whole point of me coming to this airport was that this was my chance to get away. Once again. And once again, I'm being followed again. So, I hung back. I'm going to take a pause here.